You're live. Shalom, shalom. Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say, this is a lovely evening in which the Most High Yah has made, and I, Sister Deborah, shall rest therein. This is such a special time for me. It is a special time. The Most High have been dealing with me and giving me so much good information. It's been very hard to bring it forth because I feel like I'm speaking to a lot of darkness. Being in the light myself is hard when you know that the light rests therein. And every word that comes out of me to anyone has to first come to me. And I have to bring it out based on what he has given me. And the Most High has been this type of love that, let me tell you all, it's a love that no one could have for you outside of him. Hello, everyone. Glad to have you here today. I got some really good food for the spirit. And I'm going to kind of slow it down so everyone can kind of come in, those who the Most High is sending this way. Even if it's just one, hallelujah, they're about to receive some things that they have never heard, taught, preach, minister. When the Most High gave this information to me, I felt like I kind of knew it. But when he topped that off, he reminded me of when his son Yeshua HaMashiach, and he come and he said, now I'm not coming here to change what the prophets and the law and the commandments. I come to fulfill. And when he does that with me, it's always something special, very special, because he wanted me to pour out what he has given me. And a lot of times, yes, I am disobedient at sometimes because I said, Father, they walking in too much darkness. And I know you know who's who and what's what. And it's not my choice to tell him who's walking in darkness. But I also get chastised by him for that because the information is so potent. It's so much love and so much assurance in righteousness in what I'm about to speak tonight. I am truly blessed in so many ways that I can't even understand why. Why me, Father? All I know is I say, yea, Lord. Yea, Lord. I will follow thee. I will do whatever you have me to do. And yeah, I get disobedient. Yes. Sometimes I'm disobedient. I'm willing to say that. That's why I get in trouble all the time when I'm disobedient, because it's a lot of things he put forward and he said, write it down now, write it down. He telling me to write it down, not because it's not in me. It's because it's so much he's given me. He want me to meditate on it and then put it out. But with me, it'd be just so much. I'd be like, okay, I get it. I remember it. I get it tomorrow. I do it maybe. You know what I'm saying? And my mother said, why is it my mother said to me so many times throughout my life, even when I was young, why is it you don't do what he tell you to do? It ain't that I don't want to do what he tell me to do. It's just that it's just so much he gives me. And I know that if I don't do what he have me to do, that I will be disciplined. Oh, yes, I get disciplined. I don't know about you all, but I'm going to tell you, the one that I serve, he chastises me in a way that I love. I'm going to tell it like it is. I love it because he always giving me a treat. You know how a father or a mother would discipline their child. Then the next moment they turn around and say, do you want this? And that's how the Most High deals with me, you know. And that's why I love his chastising and I love his discipline. Because after the discipline and the chastising, and that's when the good part come in, where he began to reveal unto me and show me things, and awaken me to what he want me to know within my spirit. So today we're going to cover, I don't want to go overboard, but I want to say this. Woo! I don't know who it is that's coming to this site this evening, this day, this moment. But the Most High want me to tell you, he got a word for you. I don't know who it is, but he said he has a word for you that you've been tripping over for quite some time, trying to feel your way and trying to understand, why am I feeling this way? Why am I thinking like this and they thinking like this? Why am I doing like this and they doing like this? Why am I feeling like this and they feeling like this? When Yah say he has a word for you. And you know what's so beautiful about this message? If there were 1 million of people listening to what I'm about to say, it would actually set 1 million people free. And it's the type of freedom that the Most High intend for you to have on the earth. Liberty. He wants you to be free. He don't want you in bondage and struggling and going through this and you understanding this and understanding that and understanding this. He don't want us like that. He always has a right now word. You know what, people? Let me tell you something. Don't ever try to master the biblical, because you can't. Because you can't. But you can master your love that you have for Yeshua HaMashiach. Because the HaMashiach is his right hand and he's going to usher you in the Ruach. You see? Don't try to master a book that man could tamper, man has smeared. That's the purpose of the Ruach HaKodesh in Yeshua HaMashiach. Is to come to fulfill all the stuff that man did smear throughout time. Hallelujah. Oh, they done smeared some things, y'all. And I'm going to awaken you all like you never been woke, as if you know how you go to sleep and you never wake up? When I'm going to wake you up in a way that's unbelievable in what I'm about to say. And I'm so excited to have you all in the chat line. I'm so excited that you all are here. I'm going to give you what he gave me. And that's why Sister Deborah ain't been on this platform, because what he done gave me, I can run on. I can tell you now, I can run on. And it's so much good information. And we're going to start off with, I want to share with you what he said to me. He said, Deborah, you know that name they chasing of mine? He said, do you know the name and the names that they're chasing? It's not given to the mouth of man. Wow. He said, it's not given to the mouth of man. And the thing about it, the things he be saying to me, I be like, but Father, I kind of felt that, that's because I believe I've been under the Ruach since I was a young girl for so long that I can feel and hear my teacher teaching me. So when the Most High is about to give me what he's giving me now, that's because he wants me to give it to somebody on this platform tonight. And I hope that you take it and you run on with it. But let's go with it. He said to me, Deborah, the name and the names that they're using and that they're running with and that they're deceiving many and they're trying to master and they're trying to understand. They're calling one wrong and this one right and this one wrong. You wrong. You got to say it like this. You got to mean it like this. You got to pronounce it like this. He said, all of it is vain and vast. He said, it's worthless. And I was like, oh, well, Father, I kind of feel that. That's why I never bother Christians. I don't go around bothering no denomination and what they want to call the Most High God. I've always told you that. Because the way I see him in my spirit and the way he's been talking to me since I was 4 years old, people don't understand what's really going on. People don't understand this thing. They're a long distance from what truth is and what spirit and truth is. Let's put it like that. So let me tell you what he said. He said, my name is an entity of who I am. Woo! I was like, oh, that feels so good, Father, y'all. He said, Deborah, it's an entity of who I am. So when they're running around here trying to deceive many in that name, Deborah, it is a name out of the mouth of man. It is not my name. He said, I am an entity. That name is how you conduct yourself that represents him. That's deep. That's the name he said. That's the name he said. You uphold his name when you walk in his way, when you talk in his light, when you walk in his light. That's his name. We're gonna cover that right here and now. He said, so they're trying to get people to master this name and master that name. Tell them they need to be set free. You don't even have to speak his name out of you, he said. He said, I am spirit and I am truth. It's not what a man says out. It's what exists in. We've been deceived. And we're going to cover that topic too. We've been deceived for thousands of years. Even to today, we are greater in the mind. Greater, higher, and more deceived than we have ever. When he told me that name wasn't what man mouth can get them to say and how they can pronounce it, he said, why do you think they just tripping over everything when it come down to that name, Deborah? It's not the name that Abraham used. It's not the name of Isaac and Jacob. It was my entity and how they walked represent my name. We're finna cover that, y'all. You all been deceived. It's not the name. It's the name, but it's not the name. So we got to take it out of the mouth of man and the power and the control of man. Give it back to the Most High in spirit and truth. It's the way we walk that represents his entity of his name. We finna go there. We're going to go to Ezekiel 36. We finna go to Ezekiel 36. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is where he took me before he spoke to me about the name. And I'm sitting here saying, but Father, I want to find out about the dry bones. I want to know. He said, I'm going to take you there too, but I want to take you a place you ain't never been. You think I read Ezekiel? I read it front to back to front to back. But Yah has time and season when he want to fulfill you. You see this here? Yeshua said, I'm coming to fulfill. That means to top it off. All that people are confused about, lost about, can't understand, don't want to understand. I come to fulfill that. And he did an excellent job. Y'all told me I come to fulfill you. Yeah, you knew something, but I'm finna take you all the way there. So when I was going into Ezekiel, I said, well, but I want to learn about the bones, the dry bones. And he took me there. I learned something about the dry bones I never knew, but they're coming back. They're going to be the ones that he going to make the multitude when he take us back over to the mountains in Mount Zion. Those bones are going to be those. And they're going to be bones of men that fought in a war. Men that he had destroyed hundreds of years ago. He going to bring them back. He going to bring them back. He ain't going to bring them back on this land. He's going to bring them back over there. Because he said he going to have a multitude of men that he going to put back on that land that he promised Abraham. Along with the small remnant. Oh, yes. Let's go there. Let's go to Ezekiel 36. And let's start with verse 17. I'm going to go here and I'm going to go all the way with you. All the way. But then I'm going to come down and we're going to cover Deuteronomy 28. But before we cover Deuteronomy 28, we're going to find out why is it that the Hebrew Israelite whole tribe and the tribe of Judah have deceived their own people. And you remember Peter? and John, and all them that walk with Yeshua. Remember that? We're going to cover that. Because all this time I've been on this devil platform telling you, I didn't understand why they asking him what's going on for the last, during the last days, what's going to happen. They ain't going to be here. So why they need to be asking what's going to happen during their days. But no, the Most High kept telling me, Deborah, it's for you all. I didn't get it. But I kept telling you all, wait a minute. I like what Yeshua said to him. He said, look, while you trying to figure out what's going to happen in the days to come, let me tell you, and this is what he addressed the disciples, be not deceived. Guess what I learned, you all, since I've been off this platform? Deceive is a spirit. Spirit that's out to deceive people. And they deceive them by great numbers. And to today, that's why it's a great falling away. They riding that spirit called deceive. And who's going to deceive us? Why did Yeshua, let me get back to Ezekiel. Ezekiel 36, verse 17. Let's go there, y'all. Let's go there. Watch this here. In verse 17, you hear the Most High speaking to Ezekiel. Do you think he's speaking to Ezekiel in his flesh? No, he's taking him in a spirit realm. And that's what people don't understand. That's how y'all deal with his. He take them a place they ain't been. A place where man can't screw up their head and tamper with what he give them. He got to take them in a place that they knees be knocking, trying to figure out and fear and everything. Oh, he got to take them there. Because if he let them go in the midst of men and women, then they ain't gonna be able to get the fullness of what he's trying to instill in them. So listen to what he's saying to Ezekiel. Verse 17 of Ezekiel 36. I wanted to know about the dry bones, but he gave it to me, you all. 17. Son of man, when the house of Israel dwell in their own land. Now, I don't know if you all have had any classes or understood any messages on this devil platform regarding that the land of milk and honey. Now, if you really want to know what that was, let me tell y'all, he gave them everything they needed and some. If they were existing today and we were on that land, we'd probably be the richest, most likely, on the face of the earth. Yes, we would. Now, listen how he's talking to Ezekiel. He letting him, he taking him there. Just like he took me in the last 3 weeks. I'm going to take you there. I'm going to fulfill your cup. Okay, watch this here. He said to Ezekiel, son of man, when the house of Israel dwell in their own land, No, this wasn't the wilderness, you guys. This wasn't the United States of America. This was their own land. Now listen to what they did. Watch this. They defiled it. Do you know your people? Let me not say your people. Let me say Israel. The whole house. Tribe of Judah too. Y'all gave them everything. And you know what they did? They defiled not only the things that they did and defiled, that profaned him, they defiled the land in which he gave them. That's scary. You mean you defiled everything? Now watch what he said. He said they defiled it by their own ways. You see that? I want to tell you all, I'm going to dig deep and you can get mad all you want. I'm going to tell you like it is. I'm going to tell you like he gave it to me. This here's showing you the type of people. If you want to call yourself the 12 tribes, this is who they are. He's telling them. He's telling this to Ezekiel. Let me tell you who they were to me. I'm the creator. I'm the all in all. I'm all power. Let me tell you how these ugly people conduct themselves like they're doing today. That's what he wanted me to get the fullness of. That's why I can't comprehend why people will go through the broad gate and the narrow gate sitting here telling them about the light, but they would go into the dark gate instead of going into the light. It doesn't make any sense here, but he'd suffer solemn. Suffer solemn. to minister to my spirit in the last 3 weeks. And whoa, it was good. Solomon broke that thing down as if it was me. Solomon made me see exactly what I was feeling in this day and time, what he felt in that day and time. That's how the Most High was teaching me in these last 3 or 4 weeks. Listen to this here. Listen to here in Ezekiel to show you what type of people. If you want to call yourself the 12 tribes, let me show you how y'all are. Okay, here you go. And he said, they defiled it by their own ways. Wait a minute. You mean the Roman did do it? The Palestinians? No, they did it themselves. Y'all gave them the land of milk and honey, which would today would be the richest land on the face of the earth. And they defiled it. I know y'all don't want to hear that, but I'm going to take you where you got lost, where you were deceived, so you can be set free. That one that's on this platform, you're going to be set free tonight, because I'm going to show you that name is not the name that they hooping and hollering about and beating your butt with the belt called the name. Now watch this here. And he said, they defiled it by their own way and by their own doings. So it wasn't just their ways they were stuck on, it was their doings. Just like today. That's why it makes sense to me now. That's why I'm fulfilled. The Most High said we are in the day, in this day, Deborah, you got to be fulfilled. You got it, but I want you fulfilled so you won't even look to your left and look to your right and looking for somebody to tell you something that I got already in you. I'm going to fulfill you to the rim. Now watch this here. And he said, their way was before me as a uncleanness of a removed woman. Oh, let us go on. Wherefore, verse 18, I poured my fears upon them for the blood that they had shed upon the land. Not only did he give them all the wealth of the world, all the richest land, floating with milk and honey, they killed each other. They was killing each other for nothing. I know that. You ain't gonna hear the Hebrew men come tell Hebrew Israelite men come teaching you that. No, they so busy trying to get a woman under submissive and trying to have 7 wives, but they ain't gonna tell you what's true. Now watch this here. This is Yah telling this to Ezekiel. Let me tell you something. This is what he said. He said on verse 18, wherefore I poured out my fears upon them for the blood that they had shed upon the land. Who was on the land? The 12 tribes, killing each other up. Killing each other up. Then you wonder what's going on in Chicago. You wonder what's going on over in this land. You're really wondering what's going on over in this land, right? They bothering you, right? The Europeans, the heathens, the Gentiles. Y'all really think that's true, don't y'all? They deceived you. If you think the white man's history deceived you, ain't nobody deceived you worse than your own people on these devil platforms. Why must you say that, Deborah? What did Yeshua HaMashiach say to his 12? They was his apostles. They were the one that the Father had chosen for him to walk with him, beside him. But he warned them to be not deceived. Who can deceive the 12? They had all that power. They had that word. They walked with the Messiah. Who can deceive them? Their own people. Only one that couldn't, that didn't go amongst their own was Paul. So you mean Yeshua HaMashiach, you warned the 12 that they owned was going to work on deceiving them. Oh, wait a minute. That's how our brothers are today. Deceiving their own people with a newfound religion called awakening. They bust this wide open under an umbrella. All these here different groups, camps, organizations under this umbrella called Hebrew Israelite. And we awakening. And guess what's under there? I'm going to tell you. Guess what's under there? Darkness, evil, wicked. That's why they can't unite. Even though now just imagine you got an umbrella and you under it. If all these Hebrew Israelite movements, which they all are, is under this umbrella, and we awakening, they bothering us. Why is it you can't unite under that umbrella? Why can't the camp get along with the church that is called Hebrew Israelite? Why can't these men come together under the umbrella of the new awakening, and we the Hebrew Israelite, we the people, but you under an umbrella and can't even get along. You can't unite. You can't bring your love and unity. You can't represent Yeshua HaMashiach because he came in love and peace and joy. You ain't doing none of that under this umbrella. All y'all under the umbrella. But y'all finna show you something. That one that's on here and hear my voice. Hear me well, because y'all is sending a message to you. Now watch this here. Y'all is telling Ezekiel what type of people these people are, which is the 12 tribes. He's telling him how ugly they are and what he's going to do. Check it out. Watch this here. And he said in verse 18, wherefore I poured my fears upon them for the blood they shed upon the land. All that rich and wealth. They was up there killing y'all. Did they not have everything they need? Yes. He had many men and armies to fall dead for them, to give them the land. Listen how he gave them the land. He destroyed millions, took over all this land just for them. And they get on there and do what? Identical to what they doing today. Now watch this here. And he said, wherefore I poured my fears upon them for the blood that they shed on the land, and for their idols, always worshiping other gods. You all been worshiping gods on this devil platform. These men and women you be turning on to, and they just waiting to them to come on Wednesdays and Sabbath, and you just be in it like you really getting a full meal deal, and you ain't nothing but a blind leading the blind. And I ain't gonna say the blind. Let me say evil leading evil. That's it. Because if you can't see darkness in these messages these people are speaking, and they ain't bringing the marvelous light into your bosom, something wrong with you. It ain't them. They doing what they supposed to do. It's you sitting up thinking that the gate that's broad, I'm going to be participating in that. In that narrow gate, I'm going to stay away because that person ain't got enough subscribers. Oh, they ain't got enough light. I'm going to go over here. That's why he enlarging hell just for you. Okay, now, here you go. This is what he wants you to know. In verse 18, and for their idols, wherefore they had polluted it. They polluted everything that the Most High destroyed just to give to them. And I'm going to say it to you again because that's what he put on my spirit. Tell them that land would have been the richest land on the face of the earth had not they did the things that they did. And he said, not only that, the things that they did here, they doing now. And I'm going to wrap that into why you were you at. I know they lied to you and they deceived you and you loved it. They bothering us. They doing this here, but you finna find out something about your Hebrew Israelite men and the women they call silly falling behind them. Listen to this. Verse 19. And I scattered them among the heathens. This is Yah. And they were dispensed throughout the countries. He scattered them everywhere. He did this. And we still run around here. They bothering us. How can somebody bother you after you did this to the Creator who allowed his name, his entity to be present near you and for you? We finna wrap that name up. And every name everybody been using, you can keep on using. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But it ain't got nothing to do with what you think. Okay? Ain't no power in what you bringing out your flesh. Can't praise y'all. That's why he said you have to praise him in spirit and in truth, because your flesh don't have no dealings with him, and he don't have no dealings with you. So you can keep on praising him with the name you think you got. That's why come judgment, when they stand before him, they're going to be standing there, I did this in your name, I did this in your name, because they're going to be played that on you all and think they can go to glory. See, it ain't going to end down here, y'all. It's going to end before the throne would come judgment. lying to him like he just as dumb can be, just like we do him now. We treat him like he ain't nothing. He dumb. He don't know no better. But we know it all. Oh, we awakening. You ain't never awoke and ain't gonna be until you get to that light and understand what the light is. Okay? Now listen to this here. This should nail that person that's on here that was wondering about this here that Sister Deborah is talking about, been worried about it and been twisting and turning, trying to get this thing some understanding. But yeah, I got it for you right here. Go watch this here. And he said he scattered them among the heathen, and they were dispersed throughout the countries. Watch this here. How was they dispensed? How did y'all say, okay, you go over here to United Snakes, and you go over here to the islands, and you go over here to here, you go over here. That's what he did. He did that. And we're running around here talking about they got slave ships and they took us and they did this. But yeah, wait a minute. Hold up. Did you not read Deuteronomy 28? What did it tell you did? Who did it say done it? Wait a minute. You see, they deceived you. They always have and always will. They're going to continue to deceive you because you're running around here, want to walk in darkness, and you think the darkness is giving you the proper information. That's why you keep running your butt over in darkness, and you're going to keep getting darkness. You ain't going to get no light. But y'all coming. Don't get me wrong. But he coming to do a work, and I'm going to tell you why he going to do it. And I love that because what he did is when he taught me this, he showed me, didn't you say this on the video? Didn't you say this on the video? Let me fulfill it for you. I was like, no, you didn't. No, you did not. You took me there. Let's go. Verse 19. He said he scattered them. But listen to this. You see right there in 19, look where it says, according to their way. So he knew something about you when he brought you and your forefathers and your parents and everybody, not just your parents, go all the way back over to the United Snakes of America. He sent you here because he knew your ways. Sister Deborah have taught at least 10 messages telling these men the reason why you over here, because the same doing thing the heathen doing to you, you was doing it in the promised land. Go back, y'all. You'll see at least about 10 of my messages telling them these people ain't doing nothing to you. This is what you did to y'all, and here it is. He's telling you, according to your ways, and the way that he knew you, when he gave you all the riches in the world, the promised land, floating with milk and honey. Oh, I know your ways. Let me send you over here to this here, according to your way. I know. And that's why you got your butt over here. Now listen to this. He said, go back to 19, according to their way. What way are you talking about, Father, y'all? And according to their doings. Wait a minute. You mean you portion them the way you knew them? Hallelujah. Hallelujah. He portioned you where he wanted you to be because he knew who you were in that promised land, cutting up from the floor. Okay? So that's why you here. You ain't here because the heathens and the white man and the Gentile. Let me show you what our men and women did. But more so, our men. I'll go to my grave, stepping on the head of man. Because the stuff y'all revealed to me, let me tell y'all, woman ain't even in the midst of this mess. And that's why they call her silly. They gonna lead them silly women. Because that's how they are. They follow anything these men tell them and ain't even studied this under the Ruach HaKodesh. Now listen to this here. He sunned them, he dispensed them according to their way and their doings. I judged them. Your butt got judged and didn't even know it. You run around here talking about they bothering us. They killing us. How can somebody kill you when y'all said when he gave you the land of milk and honey, you've been killing? See, he's saying ain't no such thing as over in Chicago, they killing one another. They killing in Missouri. They kill. Deborah, don't even feed into it. He said, this people here, Deborah, read it. And I was eating it, and I was like, Father, I already knew a lot of this. He said, but now I'm coming in you and fulfill you. And I accepted it, and I read it, and I said, oh, I thank you. I didn't even want to look at nothing on this devil platform. I didn't even want to turn it on. Okay, let's go ahead on. And he said, to their doings, what were they doing? They was over in the promised land. They was the wealthiest and had everything. What was they doing, Father? What you see them doing now? And they got away. And you run around here wondering why they can't unite. They can't come in one accord. They can't love each other. That's why. Because they did it to the Creator who let his entity be categorized as these are my people. So him claiming you allowed you to claim his entity and to walk therein. But we're gonna find out about that name, y'all. We finna cover that because he took me there. Okay, now we go to verse 20, and it says, and when they enter into the heathens, whether they went, watch this here, where he took them to, listen to what they did. They said to them, this is what the heathen said. Listen very careful. So this shows you this wealthy lady said to me, I already know who y'all are. Y'all are his people. I done had about 100 white people tell me that. When I'm thinking I'm going to tell them who I am, they always tell me, I know. And they tell you a word, you can find it in the Bible. So what that led me to believe is the deceiving spirit that's on our men is teaching us to hate in the same way we hated in the promised land. We can't do that. Why? For his name's sake, we can. Because we represent his entity. He chose us as his people, as his children. So therefore, we represent him. You see? We represent his name. When we mess up on the floor up, we profane his name. So while we run around here thinking we can say his name and we can say this is his name, that's why you got a trillion different names. And everybody said mine is his. I'm speaking here. Y'all said that's a lie, Deborah. He said there is no name out of a man's mouth. I love it because it makes so much sense. If he is spirit and truth, why should his name be a name that man feel that they can swing? Think about it. And use like they was out when I first got on YouTube and started hearing the Hebrew Israelite men talk and teach. They was using the law and the commandment like an iron claw to attack people, and nobody noticed it vanished, didn't it? They don't use it like that no more. That just shows you the mindset of where they at. They're trying to deceive as many as they possibly can because that spirit of deceiver, that's the deceiver. His job is to get as many as possible to be deceived. And he's doing a wonderful job. An excellent one. But he ain't doing nothing that ain't following the prophecy of the Most High Yah. That's the thing about it. It's Yah's will is still rolling on time too. It's on time. Now, listen to this here. I want everybody to take heed to this. Really be careful with this one. Watch this here. Verse 20. And when they enter into the heathens, whether they went, they profaned my holy name. How did they do that? How did they profane his holy name? It wasn't because they were saying it and they wasn't saying it. It wasn't because of the way they brought it out of their mouth. It ain't the way they pronounced it because they knew his name. He said they profaned my holy. See, that name is holy name. How did they do that? Let's continue. When they said to them, this is the heathens, y'all. This is the heathens. They said to them, these are the people of Yah. You see that? They knew who we was when we came over. They called us who we were. They said, these are the people of Yah. Watch this here. And are gone forth out of his land. They knew that land. See, they knew already that land belonged to the 12. They already knew it. Y'all, this is here. Ezekiel was how far back? You don't hear the men preaching and teaching that. You don't see them precepting it. You don't hear them lying and little here, little there. You don't see them teaching that. Oh no, they got to believe only Deuteronomy 28. And I'm finna break that down. Now watch what he says. And it says, these are the people of Yah. That's what the heathens were saying when they brought them over. When Yah dispersed them all over, when they saw them, they said, oh, these are the people of Yah. They knew we was the people of the Most High Yah. But listen what they said. And are gone forth out of his land. You mean they all over the... Wait a minute. These people are coming from everywhere. These are Yah's people. Wait a minute. What about the land they was on? They was on his land. You see? They always knew. Always. Always. So do you really believe they knew, but we didn't? Think, y'all. Just think. Just think of just a little bit. Just think. Do you really believe they knew, but we didn't? Let's continue. You're going to find out. Verse 21. They sitting here saying when we came and among them and were brought among them, they already categorize us as Yah's. They already said, oh, these are the one that was on that land of Yah. You see that? We've been lied to. Our own people keep lying to us and manipulating us. And they are the one that Yeshua HaMashiach was telling to his disciples. Now, don't forget, they had the power. They had the power to heal, to wake up the dead and everything. But yet, Yeshua said to them, what? Be not deceived, because the biggest spirit on the face of the earth is the spirit of the deceiver. He even when he took Yeshua up to the mountain, it was to deceive him. Adam and Eve deceived him. So what makes you think in the year 2001, you're not being deceived by your own people through this spirit? You are. You are. Let's find out. Verse 21. But I had pity. Do you all remember that video I made where I said, do you ever feel sad for the Most High Yah? This was after he gave me this. I mean, this was before he gave me this. And I said, wait a minute, Father. I did a video asking people, have you ever felt sad for the Most High Yah? And feel so emotion in the inside? It's not like the tears on the outside, but that began to roll once you feel really sad and you start to just feel inside. How can we just do you like that? I do. I have. And not just since I was an adult, but even as a young child, I always felt sad for. Now, why would I be feeling sad for him? But listen to what he said. Verse 21. But I had pity for my holy name. Father, y'all, I ain't laughing the wrong way. He already know that. He said he had pity for what? For my holy name. For his own entity. He had pity. Yah said, I had pity for my holy name. Because that's his entity. Why? Because we are labeled under that holy name. And we walk the opposite way. Evil. But yet, we are labeled under that entity, which is his name, his holy name. But we walk the total opposite of his name. Listen to what it says. And watch this here. Let's read 21 again. But I had pity for my holy name. That's Yah. He having pity on his own entity. Because he allowed us to ride on his entity, y'all. On his name. And how do we defame his name? Listen to this. God said, Yahuwah. Watch this here. Watch this here. No. Let me go back up. Let's go back to 21. Watch this here, y'all. This is where the power come out. But I had pity for my holy name. Now that's Yah. He had pity for his holy name, his entity. Okay, watch this here. Which the house of Israel had profaned. Profaned. See, you profaned his name. That means he let you be labeled under his holy name, and you profaned it. How? By your actions. So the way we walk, the way we talk, the way we conduct ourselves represents his name. So it's not what we say out our mouth. It's how we walk. He said, be holy as I am holy. You see? So we're running around here chasing a name that man want to deceive us. We should be chasing instead of walking therein. What's that you mean, Deborah? Remember that light I keep telling you all about? Get to the light. Get your butt to the light. That's what the light is for. That's his name, you all. You see? Now listen to what he said now. Listen to what he said. Let's go back. Verse 21. But I had pity for my holy name. That's Yah. Having pity on his own holy name. Why? Because he labeled us under his name. And we turn around and work the opposite of what he represents. And that's how the heathens was wondering, wait a minute, ain't these the people of Yah? Weren't they on his land? See, they knew that we are horrible people. And we run around here. We the people, everybody bothering us. They killing us. And you run around here killing each other. The men won't stop the men from killing. They won't minister to the men. They won't counsel the men about taking care of their wives and their children. They won't counseling their children, ministering to their children. Oh, they don't tell them nothing about that. But they want a woman under subjection. Why? Because Yah in the last days is going to use a woman to speak his boldness. That's how he rumbled. When men think they got it nailed and precept and line, or it's going to be like this, he don't say it in here. You don't have to say what you say. You ain't now I'm going to teach you what I'm telling you now. They ain't going to teach you like Yah has given it to me to give to you. They ain't going to tell you that. It's too much like right. It tell on them. Now watch this here. And it says in 21, but I had pity for mine holy name. That's Yah. Pity on his own name. I feel you, Father, because that's what I was saying. I feel sad. Now listen to what he said. Which the house of Israel had profaned among the heathens. We profaned his name in the midst of the heathens in the United States of America. And we running around here saying they bothering us. How could they bother us? And the Most High Yah just said, we profaned his name. Wait a minute, Father, among the heathens. Now listen to what he said. Whether they went. That means on the four corners, we profaned his name. Everywhere he sent us, we showed them disrespect for the Most High Yah. We showed them. We smeared his name. We didn't walk therein. We didn't show the love and everything that he represents. Let's read it again, Deborah, because they really don't get it. You can talk all day and night, Deborah. They don't get it. But watch this. Somebody do. Watch this here. Verse 21. But I had pity for mine holy name, which the house of Israel had profaned among the heathens. Now, wait a minute. Did not our Hebrew men teaching this newfound awakening that the heathens hid our history, took our history, they did this, they did that? Y'all tell Deborah today, I come to fulfill you. You're not going to be blind in the fullness. I'm going to fool you up with truth. Now, I've had some already in there. He come to fool it up, and I thank him for it because he didn't have to. I didn't have to even get on. I didn't have to get on nothing. I was like, oh, man, scratching my head day and night saying, whoa, that's deep. Now, listen to what he said. We profane Yah in the midst of the heathens. Look how those, you wonder why those camps are sitting downtown and all them cities downtown talking and stuff. And no, they don't arrest them and don't stop them. Why? Because they letting them defame The same Yah that they tell you they represent. Y'all never thought about that, did you? That's why they let them stand out there and hoop and holler and talk the way they talk and let them get on YouTube and film them. You don't see them censoring them. You don't see them cutting them off. No, we want y'all to see. These are the ones that have profaned the name of the Most High Yah. Because his name is an entity, y'all, that we fall under. And we're profaning it when we don't walk therein and walk in his life. Now, let me tell you, that's sad. That is so sad. And what do we profane his name at? Among the heathens. Now, you got to watch this here. And then he said, whether they went, that means on the four corners. All of them, the 12 tribes, profane his name. Among the heathens. Now, listen to this part. Verse 22. Therefore said unto the house of Israel. Now, this is y'all saying this to you all. Listen. Therefore said unto the house of Israel, thou said, Yahuwah, I do not this for your sake. See, they got y'all thinking it's all about the Hebrew Israelites and the tribe of Judah. It's the 12 tribes. What did y'all just say? Not. Let's read it again where he says, therefore said unto the house of Israel, thou said, Yahuwah, I do not this for your sake. Now listen, O house of Israel, but for my holy name. Let me get that right because I can kind of feel it. He say, let's do that again. Let's do that again because I want to get that like he's got me feeling it. Therefore said unto the house of Israel, thou said, Yahuwah, I do not this for your sake. O house of Israel, but for my holy name's sake. See that name? You see that namesake? That don't mean the names that you hooping and hollering out your mouth. They lie to deceive you all. Real good. Or it's about that name that you pronounce. You got to call them this. You got to make y'all sitting here telling you it's not had nothing to do with you. It's my name that I put you under as my children. You profane me in your walk, your actions, and walking therefore in the darkness. You profane me right in the midst of the heathens. But you want to blame the heathens. Y'all better wake up. Deuteronomy tell you that. Y'all better wake up. You ain't gonna wake up. But he got something for you. Now watch this here. And he says, listen to what he says. O house of Israel, but for my holy name's sake, which ye have profaned. Did we do? Wait a minute now. Did we profane it in the land? Yes. But wait a minute. This is telling me that we profane your name in the midst of the heathens. We profane the Most High Yah's name every day we walk. And we walk in darkness. We profane in his name. That's his name. For his name's sake. That's his name. We are under his entity as his children. Okay, let me set an example like he was explaining to me today to give to you. Let's say a man and his wife, they had a son. And they did everything they can and could for him and sent him to school. He went to college. He got his degree. He had a good paying job. But one day he decided to go up in a movie theater and take a gun and shoot everybody. What do that do to his parents? What do they do to his parents? So just imagine how we cut up from the floor and profane his name. But you know what he don't like? Not only do you profane my name and defile my land that I gave you and you idol over me, I send you on the four corners, and you stand in front of the heathen, profaning my name. See that, y'all? Y'all crazy. Y'all ain't got no sense. If y'all don't get that, I don't know what you're going to get. You ain't going to get nothing. That's just how thick the darkness is in the minds of the people. How is it we going to profane his name in the midst of the heathens and say it's the heathens change our history? They doing this to us. They killing our men. They killing our women. Wait a minute. Let me get you back to where y'all told me. I said in least, like going back to 10, maybe 15 videos, that the only reason you're over here is because the same way you conducted yourself in that land of milk and honey, he gave you a taste of your own milk and honey when he brought your tails over here. That's what it was all about. He had to let you feel what you were doing there and let it be done unto you in a sense that you may behold it and cry out. You think these people crying out? Ain't nobody. He said he ain't heard nobody cry like they did when Moses came for the Israelites in Pharaoh. Oh, he said he heard in the heavens. They cries came up to heavens. He said in this day and time, 2020, 21, he said, Deborah, I don't hear a voice. That's because they so busy on here deceiving you and you walking therein. Okay, so here Yah is explaining to Ezekiel thousands of years ago. The same thousands of years ago, he's explaining to Ezekiel. He's talking to you today in the year 2021. And you just as blind as a bat. You still can't get it. You see, he's saying the same thing. He's telling Ezekiel of what's going on now. And you don't get it. Why are we profaned his name in the midst of the heathens where he sent us on the four corners? Why are we still doing that? Same way we did when we was in the land of milk and honey. Is there any hope for us? What did he say? Not for your sake. Not for your sake, but for mine. See, y'all don't get it. And I'm going to give it to you. Let's finish that. Let's cover that. Let's see what he said. O house of Israel, but for my holy name's sake, which ye have profaned among the heathens, whither ye went. That means everywhere I had scattered you and you went to, let me tell you, you profaned my name. You didn't, because I used to wonder, and I think I don't know how many videos I did. I said, why didn't they moan and cry out to Yah on them ships? When the slaves were beating them and carrying them, why didn't they do that? You know why? The mindset of the men is error. Big time. Big time deceivers. Big time deceivers. Sister Deborah can say that. Because if Yeshua can go privately on Mount Olive and tell the disciples, wait a minute, y'all coming here asking me what's going to happen in the end days, but let me tell you right now, be not deceived. I'm going to tell you, be not deceived, because that's what you were, deceived. Okay? It's time to go to the light. And I don't mean walking. You need to start running to the light. Okay? Now listen to what he said in verse 23. And I will sanctify my great name. He got to sanctify his name. How is he going to sanctify his name? We ain't gonna do right. We forsaken him every way since we've been here. That's what type of people we are. But he said, listen to what he said here. He said, not for your sake. While all these men running around here, we the people, we this and we that, we all this and we all that. They bothering us, they killing us, they taking this and they taking that. Oh, no. They doing to you exactly what you was doing over in that promised land. Remember all them bloods that y'all said in Ezekiel, told Ezekiel y'all was killing, shedding blood over there for no reason. Who was you shedding blood? Your own kind. So when we see all this here killing and the way our men are conducting themselves, let me tell you something. Them dry bones represent men. Along with every time something took place where y'all had to bring down the whole house of Israel, it was all because of what the men did. The children and everybody had to go down. And ignorant women can't grasp that. They can't grasp that because they're too ignorant. They want to follow the entity of a man versus following the entity of Father's name, which is the Creator. Oh no, Deborah, we got to walk in darkness. We got to stay in that marvelous darkness. We don't want to go to the light. It feels so good to belong. Okay, belong. But see, what he's telling Ezekiel is what's going on today. But listen to what he finna do. In verse 23, and I will sanctify my great name. He finna sanctify that name. He finna get it back in order. You know why? His name is on us because he chose us as his children. It's like a father that has some children. His children have his name. When y'all said, I chose you, and y'all have my name, and y'all have done everything unlike me. Y'all have profaned that name everywhere y'all went. Y'all even got in this land where you were cursed. You got in these lands, United States, where you was cursed. You got in this land, the United States, and was cursed. And you profaned my name in front of the heathens. And what in front of the heathens and among the heathens, that means you didn't have no shame. You did it with great pride. Yeah, we the people. So what? We gonna continue to do kill each other, steal from each other. We still gonna do everything that we doing like we did when we was in our land, because everybody bothered us. We ain't done nothing. They killing our men, they killing our children, they killing us, and they do. But we are doing that to ourselves, greater than what they are doing. But we don't want to come to a closure to where we can say, okay, wait a minute, y'all. Why are we doing this to each other? Every pedophile, it started in the land of milk and honey. I know y'all don't want to believe that, but it's true. Every sin and every stuff that you see the heathens doing, guess what? It didn't start on this land. It started in the land of milk and honey. That's how we defiled his name. He sealed us with his name. And we turned around and did the opposite of what he stood for. If we are his children, if your children is by your husband, then their last name is, if his name is John, it's John. When Yah gave the children that he chose his name, and we turned around and defiled it, even till today. And do it with great pride, no shame. Or I'm looking for a message on the YouTube. They ain't telling you nothing but darkness. They ain't telling you how to get to the light. They ain't telling you how to turn to Yah. They ain't trying to tell you his love and his mercy and his grace. They ain't telling you nothing like that. They giving you a bunch of darkness and you all up under the umbrella. Ooh, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I'm in the tribes. I'm with the tribes and don't even understand. You ain't doing nothing but walking in darkness. Under that umbrella, it's deceit. It's a newfound religion. Probably one of the newest that is manipulating people by great number. But let's finish here. And he said in verse 23, and I will sanctify my great name. See, he ain't said he come to, he had to do what now? What y'all telling Ezekiel? Ezekiel, I'm gonna tell you, this is what he said to Ezekiel. Ezekiel, wait a minute, I got to clear this mess up. They didn't profane my name, even on they in they land and where I cursed them. They still defiled it. Oh, sitting among the heathens and defiled it. They ain't lying. Because our black men would take a white person's side quick of a blink of an eye. Anything they tell us to do, they'll do it. But he's saying they defiled his name among the heathens. But then they run around and he said, the heathen is the devil. How in the hell is the heathen the devil? And Yah is saying, you profane this name. You did it on the land of milk and honey. So he allowed you to be scattered as a curse so that you can see the same person that you are. You'll be looking at yourself in the mirror. The way the white people treated you, because they saw that they knew who you were. The reason why they treat you the way that they treated you, because you profaned Yah's name in the midst of the heathens. So how was the heathen supposed to treat you? They sit here looking at these people crazy. These are the children of Yah, and they came from the land of Yah. Wait a minute. And they cutting up on the floor like this because they profaned him in their land. They come in these different land on the four corners and got in front of the heathens and showed up and showed out and profaned his name even worse in the midst of the curse. That's sad, y'all. That's sad. Now listen to what y'all. Now y'all wants now to sanctify his name. How is he going to do that? He got to clean some mess up. He got to get all this maneuver and all this mess up. Now he's going to let you know it's not for your name's sake he cleaning this mess up. You best bet he ain't doing it for your name's sake. He got to clean all this mess up that we done. Just so he can take you back to the land he told Abraham. See, I thought that, okay, Father, that's a good thing. You coming for us and you cleaning us up. Realize, wait a minute, you cleaning all our mess up. We done messed up from the floor up since the beginning of time. And we walking around here saying people bothering us. People done doing something to us. They doing this to us. They doing that. And we refuse to go to the light and be what's right. We call right, wrong, wrong, right. We call just, unjust, and unjust, just. That's the mindset. When I'm going to teach that lesson about the way that we became is still extended from our men. And they would never own up to it. But it's biblical and it's spiritual. See, they don't even understand the importance of their seed. Now, I don't want them to understand. I don't want them to get off the balance of what I'm talking about, because that's another topic that blew my mind when he filled me up on that. Okay. Now, in 23, this is what he said. Verse 23, Ezekiel 36 and verse 23, and I will sanctify my great name, which was profane among the heathens. See, where you at now? You have profaned his name, which ye have profaned in the what? The midst of them. You didn't have to. You didn't have to profane his name. We don't have to profane the Most High's name. Do you think it's a name we speaking? No. It's not the name you calling him. It is an entity of him. You represent him. That's the name. That's why you don't even have to say a mumbling word out of your mouth. You just have to walk upright before him. And you'll represent his name. You'll represent his name. You don't ever in your life have to call his name. See, that's how ignorant our Hebrew Israelite men are. And I said men because when you all really, really are saved, and the Ruach is a real teacher in you, he'll teach you that that's where it extended from. And in their ignorance, caused their whole nations to be lost. You would be stunned to find out over in the land, those that were killing, those weren't women, those men. Shedding blood. Y'all said they were shedding blood on the land that I gave them. Did y'all know that would be the richest land on the face of the earth today? But you over there killing. I mean, peace, joy, happiness, love. And all you can find is to kill each other? Oh my. So if you are for his name, you're his child under his entity, which is his name, you run around here killing all your brothers and up it. What? See? And they got y'all thinking it's a name that you call him. See, it's his entity. So now for reason why I am fulfilled is he's telling me, even as I speak unto you, that's the light, Deborah, you're trying to get him to. He said in the day of Noah, he was trying to get the people to the ark. He said that's what you're trying to get him to. You're trying to get him to my light. But whether you come or not, he already know. That's why he don't want me to waste so much time thinking that I have to say something and do something. That's why he said, Solomon, come on over here. Tell Deborah what it's like. And Solomon ministered that thing to me. He said, Deborah, I call it all vain and vax. Solomon said, I called it all vain and vax. I searched everything under the sun. And when I search it, I realize it ain't no straighten this mess up. Solomon said it's a time for everything, Deborah. And furthermore, what's crooked gonna remain crooked. What's straight gonna remain straight. I realize that, hey, everything he giving me, I better enjoy it, because is nothing under the sun but vain and vexed. Outside of the light of the Most High Yah that leads us in his name. In his name, hold righteous. In his name is holy. It's not what you rumbling out of your fleshly mouth. I know they got you deceived, and you can remain deceived. Keep calling that name. I tell you what, get sick, call that name. Get somewhere and call that name and not be in the spirit and see if you be delivered. See, that's where the power is at. We run around here and ain't realized, wait a minute, Father, Yeshua said we're going to be doing a greater works, miracles and signs. What happened? We lost it a long time ago. Even in the land of milk and honey, we've been disobedient. See, we thinking we've been disobedient for a short time. Baby, you've been there for a long time. You know how the slaves were sold off and how the women were raped? I'm going to let you know some women, the men were raped too. So I'm going to take you there that you didn't know they were raped too. And the reason why I'm saying it like that, you go to Judge. You go to Lot. It says men and young men. But the women had to die with the land that was full of what men and young men were doing. But the women went down. Wait a minute, wasn't there some babies up in there? Sure it was, probably thousands. But they had to die too. Okay, that's how Yah rumbles when he clean up for his name. For his name. You see? Then here come Lot, his wife. Whoa, in her heart, she wanted to be back. Oh, you want to be back? Bam, there you go. See if you can get it back now. Okay? Lot get up in the cage, and his daughter brought that same spirit out from Sodom right into Lot. And they just started all over. It's always escape. It always come out. It never ends. Men don't even understand the reason why homosexual is out. It's because of all the masturbating. The masturbating plays a trick in the heaviness of the mind. And you become that which you think. You enjoy. You bring pleasure. And you bring power and authority to your offspring. I was wondering, well, why'd you give me all these here ways and where I can tell if a man been touched? You know, let me tell y'all, I can sit on this devil platform and see 5 men in a row preaching and teaching y'all like big time. And I can tell you each one of them that's in the closet and out of the closet and don't care. Because it's all about deceiving you. Understand, that's what this platform is about, deceiving you. You want darkness? You got it. Okay, now, here in 23, let's cover this and finish this. So I want to show you what Yah has to do. He has to do this. Well, Debbie, he don't have to do nothing. Oh, yes, he does. He has to go this route. Why? He's about to clean up his name. He's finna clean up his name. Did you hear him say he feel pity on his own name? Why? Because these are my children that been called under my name. And they have profaned it right in the midst of the curse and in the midst of those that I have sent them to while they're resting in their curse, which was the heathens. And what did he say? And I will sanctify my great name. That's why he has to. He got to sanctify his name. He got to bring it back to what it should be. Praise the Most High Yah, which was profane among the heathens. You all profane it even to today, cutting up from the floor. These darn men on these darn platforms sitting here lying to all these families and to children and women, bringing these young men up to think they're supposed to have wives and supposed to go around here killing their families and hating on one another. They ain't bringing these men up in no love. They ain't even brought their own darn children up in love. How are you going to get on this devil platform and teach anybody anything? You profane my Father's name and you continue to do it even in these last and evil days. And they sitting around here walking, trying to get the greatest lights, the greatest subscribers, and all those walking in darkness, trying to follow their end. And listen to what he said. They was profaned among the heathens, which ye have profaned in the midst of them. He said, we profane today in the midst of the heathens his name, because they know who we are. You run around here talking about they took our identity. Ain't nobody took nothing from you. You gave up your identity when you had it all. And y'all saying to Ezekiel, when they doing it right in the midst of the heathens. And the heathens shall know that I am Yah. Oh, that's sad. That's sad, y'all. He don't give a rat's behind that you know who he is. He's trying to bring the minds of the heathens to remember him for what he was. Y'all don't see that? You can't see that? Listen to what he said. This is Yah telling Ezekiel. Listen to this really careful. And I will sanctify my name, which was profaned among the heathens. He more worried about the heathens more than your tail. Yah is worried about the heathens more than your tail. Because you ain't going to ever get it right. You got these men and these women on this devil platform trying to chase a name down that comes out of their mouth. And making people and forming a religion and denomination under that mess. He said a name. It's all in here, his name, but you don't know what it is. It is his entity that you carry, his last name. You are the children of the Most High Yah. Just like your father, you would have your father's last name. And if you go out there and profane his name, you make him look bad. Well, that's what you did with the Creator after he chose you as his people. And you're still doing it to today on this devil platform, praising these ignorant people. And this is the part that bothers me right here. It don't bother me because I get along really well with heathens. I'm going to tell it like it is. And what I'm learning right here as he's ministering to Ezekiel in the spirit, he's telling Ezekiel, I got to change the mind of the heathens. He know he can't change your mind. He's been dealing with you since the beginning. You ain't going nowhere. You're going to be the same stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient. I got to do something with them. Why do you have to do that? Listen to what he said. First, he's going to clean up his name that rests within us. Listen to what he said. And in 23, I will, not I might or I shall, but I will sanctify my great name. That great name ain't what you saying out your ugly mouth. You know what kind of mess come out your mouth? All kind of mess. His name is holy. Your mouth ain't even worthy to speak who he is. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Your mouth ain't worthy to speak that holy name. Now he's saying here, he's going to sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathens. Wait a minute. You got to sanctify your name because it says here, which was profaned among the heathens. When if the heathen is the devil, why do you have to sanctify your name among them? Because you was his people. So he got to clean up your mess so that the heathen can continue to know who he is. Now listen to this. And he says, which ye have profaned in the midst of them. That's what we did. And we still doing today. Watch this here. And the heathens shall know that I am Yah, said Yahuwah. You see that? You see that? He's concerning about the heathens. Why? Because they know his name. When they look at us, we represented him. When they saw us, what verse is that? Let's go to that verse. Verse 20. Listen to this. This is what the heathens said when they said to them. This is what the heathens say when they saw the Israelite being dispersed coming to their land. Listen to what they say. These are the people of Yah and are gone forth out of his land. His land they knew, and they knew who he was, but they knew we were his. Wait a minute. You think they worried about the people in them corners calling, cursing, and calling women bitches and hoes, and these men out here profaning his name, saying they representing him. You think they would ban them from being downtown and doing stuff like that? They ain't gonna ban them. They're gonna let them stand right out there because they profaning his name. They figured out these black people. So you wonder why they might treat us the way they treat us. They see that we have profaned his name. Now he's sitting here saying that he's gonna go back and clean up our mess so that the heathens, what the heathens say in verse 23, it says, and the heathens shall know that I am Yah, said Yahuwah. You see what I'm saying? Now watch this here. When I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. So he's saying he's about to sanctify his name. And how he's going to do it is clean your mess up so that the heathens can see you. Because when they see you clean, they will see him. You see? That's what he's saying here, you guys. Now listen to this. I am the Yahuwah, said the Lord. This, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. See, that's why he's cleaning us up. Now, see, I was thinking he was cleaning us up because we're all that and some, like they teaching us on this devil platform. You ain't never been all that and some, and you ain't gonna be. Okay, so that's why we still got so much hate, dislike, division, murdering, stealing, killing, and hating on one another. You see, he got to come and clean that up so the Gentiles can see who he is. And he already done said, not for your sake do he do these things. He said it right there, not for your sake. Letting the Israelites know it's not because of you I'm going to clean your tail up. It's because of my name. You are my children under my name. And you done messed up on the floor up even when I put you on a curse in a different land on the four corners. You still profaned my name. You profaned it when I gave you all the land and gave you everything you need. And here you is over in this here Gentile, the heathens land, and you still profaning me right in the midst of them. Okay, now 24. For I will take you from among the heathens. He had to take you from them. Watch this here, and gather you out of all the countries. He gonna gather your tail up, and we'll bring you into your own land. He got to take you to your own land. Which land is that? The land that he promised Abraham and Isaac. But he can't take you. He got to do something with you. He got to do something with you. And before he can take you to that land, he got to clean that land up. He got to clean the mountains up. Zion. He got to charge it. He got to charge it. He got to tell it to get right. He got to tell the greenery to come up. He's got to tell the fruit trees to bear fruit. He's going to tell it to rise. Get prepared for the people. He got to prepare. Why? Because you profane that land, and to him it's desolated. I don't care who on that land. It's dead to Yah. Because you profaned it. Because it was for you. And he said it is desolated. To him, it's desolated. I don't care who's over there on that land. It don't mean nothing. Even the Hebrew Israelites, he's still talking to you. I don't care if you is on that land. He's talking to you still. It is desolated while you over there. He's going to bring a charge to that land. He's going to tell that land to rise. He's going to tell the mountain to stand tall. Bring forth the green. Bring forth everything. Because I'm bringing the people home. And it's not because of their name's sake. Or it's not because of who they are. It's not because of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. But for my name that I've chosen them as my children. Abraham and Isaac and Jacob walked in my name. They walked in my name. But you can't say that here. Because I was wondering why you never called Abraham and Isaac and Jacob stiff-necked rebellion and disobedience. That's why. They want to amongst us in our mess. You see? We was once given the promised land. and what did he say? We defiled it. Now he got to get it back together. Now watch this. This is what he said. This is how he going to do it, you all. He said in verse 24, I will take you from among the heathens and gather you out of all the countries and bring you unto your own land. This is how he's going to do it. He ain't bring you to the land, y'all. He ain't bring you to the land. He's going to clean your mess up. Now, this is how he's going to do it. Then will I sprinkle water upon you. So when you get to that, he's going to do these things. But listen to how he's going to do it. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you. See that? He's going to clean you up. And you shall be clean from all your filthiness and from all your idols will I clean you. So who in the hell is teaching you on this devil platform that you are all that and so? You are not clean. He have not cleaned you up. You are not all righteous and all the children of the... No. This is what they did. This is exactly what they did. I'm going to try to remember. This is Deuteronomy, right? This is Deuteronomy. They took this part of Deuteronomy, the beginning, they threw it away. They took this part, they cut this part out at the end. They cut this part and threw it away. They found a new religion called the Hebrew Israelite movement under this part. That's telling you about the slave ship and what all is going to happen to you when you get to the land. The reason why they cut that other back part out is because it shows you how you will be destroyed. So if you're thinking you today is going to make it into this, what I'm about to say, cleaning you up, don't be waiting on it. Go to the light and die in the light. Don't be sitting here waiting for Babylon to go down. Don't be sitting here waiting to go to the New Jerusalem. You can still not to the New Jerusalem, but to the land that was promised to Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. Don't promise to Abraham. Okay, Isaac and Jacob. Don't be sitting around playing with these people on this devil platform and miss out on the light. Get your butt to the light and walk therein and stop profaning his name. You'll make it. You might not make it as far as the way you think you're going to make it because you've been deceived so long, you don't know if you're going to come. But you will make it when the New Jerusalem takes scene and it's coming down. This Jerusalem, he's going to clean you up. He got to clean you up so the heathens can say what they said at first and how they saw y'all. So it leads me to understand the heathens had a lot of respect for y'all to where he's willing to clean your butt up so that the heathens can go back to saying what they said. That's deep to me. I don't care what nobody say. That's deep. That is deep. Oh, we ain't going to be taught that because our men is the ones that have been deceiving. And they're going to continue because they got to get as many as possible to be deceived. That's why he told them, wait a minute, hold up. In the parable, the wheat and the tare, no, don't bother. Don't bother. No. Don't tie them up. Don't burn them up. No, let them go and grow together. I take care of it. Let them go and grow together. I'll take care of it. Now in verse 25 of Ezekiel 36, in verse 25, then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean. From all your filthiness and from all your idols will I cleanse you. A new heart also will I give you. Now, he giving you this stuff. So don't think right now, today, in the year 2001, you all that and some because you're the opposite. See how they manipulated you to believe? See how they, say for instance, if he was to do this today, all these things he still would have to do to Deborah. You see? He still would have to do this. We have profaned his name in so many ways. We have, and we continue. He said, y'all did it right in the midst of the heathens, like it ain't nothing to do with it. It was so easy. That's why I couldn't understand. Why did they come over? What happened to our fathers that was on the ship? Didn't they know how to walk upright in him? And yes, they did. but they chose not to. They got over here and showed up and showed out and wonder why they got hung on a tree and wonder why they did the things. The reason why they was raping the men and the women is because that's what y'all was doing in the promised land. Y'all didn't think y'all saw it, did you? Oh yeah, he saw it. He saw it all. That's why he's telling Ezekiel, they profaned, defiled the land. They profaned my name. They just messed up from the floor. He ain't talking about Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. He talking about you. Because you're still doing with your forefathers. See, there's a fathers with an S on it, and then there's a forefather. Which one are you? Whose children are you? Think about that. Now, right here, he said in verse 26, he's going to give a new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put into you. Now, watch this here. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh. So, this is going to mess somebody up now. This is all what he's going to do to you. Guess what? It's still going to be flesh. Because what people they ain't telling you all is this. Sister Deborah is telling you to go to the light. The light is the spirit. Hebrew Israelite men are teaching you to go in the way of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You can't go that way because you profane his name, not Abraham. You profane his name, not Isaac. You profane his name, not Jacob. So why are they leading you in a direction that's fanning backs? Said Saul. Why are they doing that? Oh, I forgot. You got to have the name right. You can't say Jesus. I don't care what name you say. Get to the light and it'll show you your way. It's the light. It is the spirit that knows the way. It ain't got nothing to do with what they teaching on this devil platform. Now, what's deep about what is about to happen? Everything he's saying he's going to do, he's going to use his spiritual right hand, which is his power. Okay? But when he said, I'm going to take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you an heart of flesh, another heart. Okay? Now, this heart is still going to be a natural heart. Okay? So everything that he's giving you is preparing you to take your flesh, okay, back to what? Your own land. Because that was the promise. He can't take you to your own land, y'all. Just as you are. That's sad they don't teach the people. You can't take you to the promised land. Not to the promised land. Yeah, it's not going to take you to your own land as you are. He got to work a work in you. He got to clean the field. He got to give you another fleshly heart. But when he give you what you need, he's going to take you, listen to what he's going to do. And the stony heart out of your flesh. He's going to take that stony heart and I will give you a heart of flesh. Okay, now watch this here, 27. And I will put my spirit into you and cause you to walk in my status, and ye shall keep my judgment and do them. Now you see that? This is what Sister Deborah is telling you. It takes a spirit to keep the commandments. It takes let me say that right. It takes his spirit for you to keep the commandments. It takes his spirit to keep the laws. It takes his spirit to uphold his name. Why these ignorant people on this devil platform teaching these people, you can do it if you know his name right, if you say his name right, if you wrap your head, if you wear fringes, if you submit to your husband, if you let the man be a king, leader, and everything else. He don't have to be nothing to y'all, just as long as you shut up and do what he tell you to do. Keep quiet. Now, why is he going to tell a woman to keep quiet and then y'all tell a donkey to speak? Why is he going to why give man the power to tell a woman to shut up? But yet you can cause the mountain to cry out. Somebody's messed up on the floor up. Y'all keep on believing this mess that these people teaching you. It is not spirit and nor is it truth. Okay. Now, what y'all is doing, let me tell you what he's doing. And I kind of felt sad. I really felt sad because when he was sharing this with me, I felt sad because I felt that he has to get you the way he have to just to fulfill the promise to Abraham, because you ain't done nothing to be entitled to it. You ain't entitled to that land. He's keeping the promise. That's how deep he is. That's how deep he is. I love his love. His love is just awesome. That's how deep he is. That's how he rumbled. All right. Now, this is what he said. 27, and I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my status, and ye shall keep my judgment and do them. You can't do it without his spirit. I'm telling you all. That's why if you go to the light, he said, you abide in me and I abide in you. But he know right in this day and time, y'all wouldn't hear me. But y'all hear this me and on this devil platform and all this darkness that they teaching. Oh, y'all run to that. Oh, they got a large amount of people. I can get on there and say so. No, it ain't about that. It's about walking in the light and resting therein. Because the things that we're going to experience was that piece of Deuteronomy that they didn't tell you. Here it is. Nehemiah had 3 pieces. One piece, they took the first piece. The first piece was love, y'all. All his love was pleading with us. Please don't do this, y'all. Please don't do. If you don't do this, I give you this. If you do this, I do this. If you do this, you have this. If you do this, this is what the newfound religion awakening did with the Hebrew Israelite movement. They threw that part to the side. They only kept that part that says we came over in ships and everybody bobbing us. Oh, wait a minute. You missed Ezekiel here. And not only do Ezekiel receive all this, he said in Jeremiah, yes, he did. He's been talking this for quite a while because I hadn't read, but I wasn't fulfilled. Now I can tell you something in a way that I'm telling it to you, okay? And feel good about it. Now watch this here. Verse 27, and I will put my spirit within you. You see? And right now, you can have his spirit because that was also said if you accept Yeshua HaMashiach. Okay, and the Hamashiach is a must because, which is Christ, it's a must. You have to accept them both together because the blood and the power, because the power is what brings the ruach up in you. You see, it ushers the spirit. Without that power, that spirit can't reach you. You see, so the ruach HaKodesh come and it lives in you. Now you abide in him and he abide in you. That's that same self spirit he's talking about here. Same self spirit. Okay, now this is what he said. He said in this, he said in 27, I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my status, and ye shall keep my judgment and do them. So do you really believe that the people today are walking in upright in him? He already letting you know I'm gonna have to put my spirit in that small remnant that's gonna be going over. I'm gonna have to clean them up and I'm gonna put my spirit in. Do you really believe these people on this devil platform that teaching you all this worldly mess ain't shooting for nothing but subscribers and like, and y'all too ignorant to see it, too blind? Nope, just love walking in the dark. Deborah, that's just it. They love the night. Okay, now. This is what is going on, and I have said so many times, you cannot uphold the commandments nor the law without the spirit up in you, because the spirit is what holds the law and the commandments. It's in the spirit of the Most High Yah. See, it ain't in you. You can't worship him in your flesh. Now you have a spirit, but see, when that spirit love on Yah said, I abide in you and you in me, and we become one. You see, you can't become one walking in this mess that they teaching, because they ain't leading you nowhere to no light. They ain't leading you to Yah. They leading you to stupidity, to draw you away from spirit and truth, so you won't be able to walk in the light, because guess what? A lot of y'all will be running for the light. I saw it in the vision on overpad. I saw it, y'all. I saw it already, y'all. I saw it 2004. I was over on an overpad, over on a highway, and I saw a multitude of people running west. And the spirit that was behind me was asking me this question, but he was asking me this question twice. And I was so scared. I said, oh, all these people. Oh, he said, what are they doing? I said, they're running. He said, where are they running? I said, they running this way. They running east. They running, where are they coming from? They coming from west. Everything he asked me twice. But what it was all about is showing me the multitude that was running from the fire. And they was running west. They wasn't going nowhere. And if the multitude was so big, women, children, men, boys, and girls, they was tripping over each other. And nobody was picking each other up. It was where you didn't have no room to run, but everybody was running. And everybody was saying the same thing, fire, fire, trying to run away from the fire. Sad sight to see, though. Now, in verse 28, he said, and ye shall dwell in the land that I gave your fathers. Thank you, Father, y'all. I couldn't wait to get to that part. You see, he didn't say your forefathers, did he? These people just don't get it. He didn't say your forefathers, did he? You know why? Because those are two different sets. The forefather, which is stiff-necked rebellion and disobedience, is your father. But these fathers here with the S, he don't call them forefathers. Now listen what he said. And ye shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers. He didn't say forefathers. He said fathers. He's talking about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And ye shall be my people, and I will be your God. Why are you his God? Because he's going to put his spirit in you after he clean your mess. Now watch this here. I will also save you from your uncleanness, and I will call for the corn and will increase it. Hallelujah. And lay no famine upon you. And I will multiply the fruit of the trees and the increase of the field, that ye shall receive no more reproach of famine among the heathens. Then shall ye remember your own evil. That leads me to understand this is only the promise to the forefathers, is to bring you back to the land. This is not eternal life, you guys. They lied to you. The New Jerusalem is the New Jerusalem that's coming down. It ain't gonna be no play. It ain't gonna be no play. It ain't gonna be no cleaning you up again. Because where you finna go in here, you still in the flesh. He's fulfilling the flesh of his word to Abraham. It's the promised land. Bring you back to the land. And he did it. And that's how he's going to do it. While you all are thinking it's all about you all being all this and that. No, he's going to clean you up. So you ain't going to be what you used to be. He going to put his spirit in you just so you can. Now let's imagine. He's putting a new spirit in you, his spirit in you, just so you can follow his judgment and his status and walk in him. That's sad. He got to do that to us. Just so we can get in him, he got to clean us up just to get us back to the land that he promised Abraham. If that ain't deep, I don't know what is. And everybody running around here talking about they waiting for Babylon. You better wait for what is righteous. Because when I dropped down to verse 31, and then all of a sudden I saw, then shall ye remember your own evil ways. Now, see that? He just cleaned you up enough to fulfill what he told Abraham. That's deep. See, he ain't playing with you. He just cleaned you up enough to keep the promise to Abraham. He couldn't bring you to your own land the way that you are in these countries that he dispersed us to. He can't bring you to the promised land. He can't promise you nothing from this angle. Why? Because you profane his name. He got to clean your mess up and then put his spirit in you so you can walk in his status and you can walk in his judgment. So what man on these devil platforms telling everybody all you have to do is keep the commandments? You ain't never kept the commandments. Stop lying. That's why he's going to clean your butt up. He sat here and said he's going to clean you, sprinkle water. He's going to take away all your filthiness. He's going to take away that bad heart and put stuff in you just to get you over there where he promised Abraham was that land. See, y'all got it all bent. You still gonna have to come that time when that judgment seat is sat. You still gonna be judged. But you thinking that you just gonna walk in? No, I see right here, he's showing you how you're going to remember in 31. Then shall you remember your own evil ways and your doings that were not good. See, y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get it. But then Sister Deborah tell you to go to the light, and I'm wrong. Sister Deborah tell you to seek the Most High Yah while he can't be found. I'm wrong. But everybody telling you, oh, binding this, and oh, white woman shouldn't marry the black man, and oh, the heathens did us like this, and the heathens did, oh, the Christians saying Jesus. And everything that Solomon had ministered to me that is vain and vexed. Yes, I can listen to Solomon because Solomon was a seed. He was predestined as the seed. It's nothing Solomon could have done that'll make him crooked. He was the seed. You go to Matthew 1 and read all down. Every last one of them, all the way up to Yeshua HaMashiach, was the seed carrier. Their name represents something from the heaven. They were the seed that crushed the serpent head and kept the mission of the Most High. Even though they heel were bruised from crushing the serpent's head, they kept on keeping on. Why? That which is made straight cannot be made crooked. He that is made crooked cannot be made straight. Y'all don't understand who ruled this stuff. Yah still is on the throne. He ruled it all and some. Now, I want to get to this verse that he said in 31. Listen to this. He said, we're still in Ezekiel 36. 31, he said, then shall ye remember your own evil ways and your doings that were not good, and shall lothe yourselves in your own sight for your iniquities and for your abomination. Not for your sake do I do this. I thought the Hebrew Israelites said it's about the Hebrew Israelites. I thought it's about us, the people. No. He said it again. He said it over here as well. He said it here. He says what? Not for your sakes do I do this, said Yahuwah. But be it known unto you, be ashamed and confound for your own ways, O house of Israel. Not for your sake, but for my name's sake. I clean your butt up and get you right just so I can fulfill what I promised Abraham. But not for yours. It got nothing to do with you. Oh, yeah, they telling you, oh, we the Hebrew Israelites. We the children of the Most High. We all this. Okay, you keep on walking in that. That's why we don't understand why things are still going on with us as a people. We still crooked. I got a friend that's going across the board everywhere, traveling now, getting black people to take vaccine. See, profaning. You're supposed to represent Yah. We are the people. We are his children. But we do the opposite. But we run around here and say, they bothering us. We've been deceived. And I'm going to break that just a little bit before I get off here. Deceived. That's another really good one. Now, he said this here. Let's do this. We're going to go down to 34, and that's going to be it. Thus said Yahuwah, in that day. See, that's that day. We out of time and season, y'all. Y'all is working on in that day. I shall have cleansed you from all your iniquity, and I will also cause you to dwell in the cities, and the waste shall be built. Now watch this. Wastes shall be built. Now watch this. He's going to establish the mountains, Mount Zion, all up in there. Now listen to this, 34. And the desolated land shall be tilled, whereas it lay desolate in the sight of all that passed by. So even though that's that land that they had defiled. Yes, they defiled the land of milk and honey. They defiled. That's how they had to get out their land. They did all kind of stuff. They shed blood. They killed their own brothers. That's why I couldn't understand, why are we still killing each other? Why are we still killing? Okay, it ain't no unity in us. Ain't no peace in us. Ain't no joy. Ain't no unity. Ain't nothing. That's why you go to the light, he'll give you peace. You go to the light, he'll give you rest. In the midst of darkness, he will give you rest. In the midst of turmoil and the storm, he'll give you rest. But you got to get to the light. Okay. And he said here, and they shall say, I love that. I love it. This land that was desolated, which is our land that he promised Abraham that he would bring us back to, that he would give us, is become like the Garden of Eden. And the wastes of the desolate and ruined cities are become fenced and are inhabited. 36. Then the heathens that are left round about you shall know that I, the Lord, which is Yahuwah, built the ruined places and planted that was desolated. See, we're thinking that they took our land over there, they doing this, they ain't done nothing. And Yah is dead, it's desolate. Until those that he promised it to get on the land. Okay, so no matter what they doing over there, shut your mouth, let them do it. And those that's over there thinking they got it made because they over there, they lost without a cause. Okay, because it ain't gonna be nothing in the eyes of Yah until those that he has dispersed on the four corners make it back to that land, like he promised Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Now, here it says, verse 36. Then the heathen that are left around about you shall know. See, he's so busy wanting the heathen to know something. See, he wants them to go back knowing what they knew before we got over here, but we too darn ignorant. Because we're full of so much iniquity and filth, hatred, and all kind of lies and deceit. Being deceived, deceiving many. We get off deceiving our own tribes, and we think it's okay. Then the heathens that are left round about you shall know that I am Yahuwah, built the ruined place and planted that was desolated. I, Yahuwah, has spoken it and will do it. Thus said Yahuwah. 37. I will yet for this be inquired of by the house of Israel to do it for them. I will increase them with men like a flock. Let me see. I will increase them with men. See that? M-E-N, like a flock. That's them dry bones, y'all. 38. As the holy flock, as the flock of Jerusalem in her solemn feast, so shall the waste cities be filled with flocks of men. That's the dry bones. He's going to send them over, y'all. He's sending them over. Okay. And they shall know that I am the Most High Yah. So we're here playing a game on this land. They're lying to us. Deceived. The same deceived that Yeshua said on the mountaintop is what they're doing to us in this newfound religion called Hebrew Israelite. We have been deceived because the name is not what we say out of our ugly mouth. It's his way we represent his entity. That's his name. So when he say, for my name's sake, you must represent me. For my name's sake, you must walk upright. You must be the light for my name's sake. We run around here thinking it's about wrapping our heads, wearing our fringes. Women took off and put their clothes on like sackcloth. They got the women dressing like that. They thinking it's all okay because you're under the authority of man and not of Yah. Once you hear the Ruach in you and live in you and through you, he will wake you and shake you up and get you right. And then you'll realize it's nothing. Solomon said, Deborah, when he came to me, he said, Deborah, everything is vain and vexed. Everything, Deborah, is vain and vexed. He said, when I asked for what I asked for from the Most High, y'all, he said, he gave it to me. He said, I learned everything I can possibly learn, but Deborah, I found everything to be vain and vexed. And I said, wait a minute now, you stepping on me now, because that's where I'm at today. That's the way I've been feeling in the last year. That everything, no matter what, is vain and vexed, because people are really teaching people stuff that is not true. It's all deceiving. It's worthless. It's vain and vexed. People will never get over the fact that the name is not what you speak out your ugly mouth. Why would y'all allow people who profaned his name to know his name? Then he say, you get over there amongst the heathen where I send you and curse you, and you get among them and you profane my name even more. But then we run around here thinking we got the name. He's talking about you profane, you make his entity look bad, because the heathens knew who we were. They knew who we were. We represented Yah. We were the children of Yah, and we came over here even in the cursed land, profaning his name. And we run around here listening to these men telling you, you got the name Yahuwah, Yahshua, Lashut, all this. It don't matter, you all. Get to the light and let this spirit do what he's called to do. The Ruach has a mission. He's to teach you not something, all things. He's to show you things to come. He's to comfort you. He's to cause you to see things that shall come. You see? But he's to teach you all things and bring things to your remembrance. Now you tell me what man can do that? Oh, I forgot. He says, put your trust in no man. Why? Because he knew he was sinning and he was missioning his own spirit, that you may trust in him. And what did he say? Do give me all of your heart, soul, mind, and strength. That's all you have. That means you give it to me. That means go to the light. Give it to him. And let him shape and build you. Because Sister Deborah's going to tell you, honestly, I don't believe that not one that's on these Deborah platforms today and myself will see what they're teaching you all that you're going to see. You're going to see what he prophesies shall come, and it's not going to be pretty. And the small remnant that will be here will be the ones that he would take over to their own land. But do that stop us from praising him and honoring him where we at? No, because we have to survive where we at. We have to lean to him now until he bring that new home down, the new Jerusalem. But we have to represent his name now by going into the light and let the light. Remember he said a light being up on the hill that cannot be hidden. That's how we need to be shining. You see? Not down here clapping at these men talking stupidity. GOCC and Pastor Dow are some of the worstest. And everybody's eating them up. I ain't never seen what I see. And people eats it up. Going back, this is what helps me. This is what helps me. When Yah allow his spirit to bring me back to remembrance, even what he's just taught me. Deborah, if they profane my name, they defile the land that I gave them, which would today would be the richest land on the face of the earth. I gave them everything they need, everything they want, every peace, joy, happiness, everything. Men don't understand. Just because you saw and you saw men marrying and giving in marriage, and you don't understand women. They lied when they talked even about the days of Noah, because these men were marrying as many as they pleased, because they was marrying even little children. I know they ain't gonna tell you that. They were doing things they wasn't supposed to. Were in Yah's sight. Oh no, he cut that off good. See, he knew what he was doing. He even cut the age of how we were supposed to live, how long we supposed to live out. See, he knew what he was doing. But you let these men teach it. Oh, it was all fine. We can have as many wives. We can do this. I'm all against that. Because I remember Yeshua HaMashiach saying to the Pharisees, in the beginning, That was not so. And they don't understand what the beginning is. The beginning is the way he intended it to be. It's not what man is saying that it is. When Yeshua have said to them throughout the New Testament, in the beginning, that was not so, it's letting them know that, wait a minute, it wasn't like that. That wasn't the will of the Father. That wasn't his beginning. That wasn't his thing as far as what he wanted you to do. Yeah, people did it, but he said that ain't going to. Every man in the Hebrew Israelite movement, in the camps, Moors, seals, watchmen, teachers, pastor, preachers, prophets, not prophets do too, mimic to the T the people in the Bible outside of Christ. They won't go Christ route. You'll never see them trying to mimic Christ. And that was our example. That was the one we're supposed to be walking like. That's what he come for. But we want to mimic everybody in the Bible that did what they did, had their women's, had all this, and they don't understand what you did then. Y'all brought you to a land so that it can be undone unto you. Exactly like you did it, because it wasn't his way. So I love the Most High and the way he did that. So his name is not, you can call him and make people keep on feeding that to you, but I don't know who it is on his site that been struggling with that, because they kind of feel something not right about that. It don't make any sense in their spirit. And this here, I hope, helped you out to understand. That's why I said to them that they lost without a cause, and they really are. Because as a child, if I communicated with him without knowing anything or no name, and he been with me since then, tell me what name. I had to be called under his entity, not under a name that I was muzzling out of my, or speaking out of my ugly mouth. You have to feel this thing's spirit. That's why he sealed it to where you can't come dealing with him in your flesh. You come to me in the spirit. Oh, we want to make him like a man. So I know I have been on here for 2 hours, and I'm not going to hold you long. I hope you all enjoyed the message. And you know what? I didn't get around to that deceiving. That's a powerful one. The Most High wanted me to let you all know you are being deceived big time, because that's the biggest spirit that ever hit the face of the earth. It was founded in the garden. It was founded when Yeshua was getting prepared to go up to the mountain to be what? Deceive. The deceiving spirit is so powerful in this day and time, to where it's causing people to go away or not even desire any light of the Most High God. It takes them in the dark to deceive them that this is the way you go, y'all. Come on with us. We the Hebrew Israelite. This is the way you go. Do your study, but do it in the spirit realm, because deceiving is a spirit, and it comes to deceive as many as possible. If Yeshua HaMashiach can warn his 12, what makes you think Sister Deborah can't warn you? You see how lost you are? That's how lost you really are. Everybody can deceive you, and it's all right. Just like I said, the days of Noah. He was telling them to come into the ark. Did he destroy everything? Sure he did. Sister Deborah saying the same thing Noah was saying. I'm just saying, come to the light. But the people rather walk straight into the darkness. And Yah is not going to stop you, because he already got a cutoff. And he got it for a certain small remnant. And that small remnant, he's still going to have to clean you up and get you, because you got to follow his status and his judgment when he gets you over to that land, because he's causing that land to be prepared for you. Only to keep the promise to Abraham. After that, you all, that's it. That's it. That's it, you all. Because see, even after then, you still got to stand before the throne. Men, you ain't going to stand with your wife. You ain't going to stand being no king. You ain't going to stand before the Most High being no leader. You ain't going to stand before him as a Hebrew Israelite. You're going to stand before him, and him only. You better have what you need when you finish misleading all these people. And women, you ain't going to be standing with your husband and your children. You think you're going to be one standing with him before y'all? No, you ain't. And I want to tell you all, he was dealing with me about women need to wake up because it's plainly seen. And I'm like, it's seen, but it seems like if they in the darkness, how could they see it, Father? And he said they can't. Because when you look at how a man would leave his mother and father to cleave to a woman, as if she has really what it takes. It ain't that she leaving her, and she's the wick now, but why do he have to cleave to her? She don't have to leave her. It ain't big about her leaving her mother, father, but it's big about him. It's showing you men never should have left their homes until they have found their wife so that they could cleave. The meat, and the reason why they needed to, he made her to be his helpmeet to meet the will of the Father, to meet his obligation to his will. She got to meet him so that the creation, and you all stop thinking that he stopped creating once he created Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve was created, but he still created others. See, we put a cap on him. We put a cap on him like he can't do what he want to do and when he want and how he want it. We need to stop that. Stop making him a man. He ain't a man. The man can't come even to his toe. So we need to stop trying to line him up with a man. Because they can't come nowhere near him and who he is and what he represents. Especially his love and his grace and his mercy. So we need to stop that. We need to put him above men. Put him above women. Put him above everything. Everything you want to do, talk to him about it. Ask him about it. Should I do this? Should I do that? Help me here. I need help here. He loves that. He loves it. He loves you to turn to him for your every need because he's sitting waiting. So turn to the light, you guys. Go to the light. Study on deceive. Because it'll wake you up. And like I said, with the Deuteronomy, they chopped Deuteronomy in 3 parts. Deuteronomy 28. They chopped the first part of his love. They chopped his love out. They took the back end where he said, until all is destroyed. They chopped that off. And they just stuck on the ship and being brought over here. And with that, they made a newfound denomination. And they have drilled it into everyone. So Sister Deborah, is not going to hold you longer. Let me tell y'all something. He gave me way and beyond. He was telling me about the dry bones were the one that he's going to make a multitude of men that they're going over to their own land. He's going to raise them, and they're going to be the multitude that's going to end up in the land. So I sit and I say unto you that I hope you all enjoyed. And I hope you all do some studying under the Ruach HaKodesh and trust in the Most High, y'all. Don't lean to no one. Not even Sister Deborah. I wouldn't tell nobody to lean to me because let me tell you, I know who he is. I tried him for myself, and I wouldn't choose to lean to nobody outside of him. Go to the light. Just same thing Noah was saying regarding the ark. And I'm gonna tell you all. I'm gonna cover the part that he gave me about us as women. And it's going to blow your mind because we're still being deceived. He didn't intend for you to be deceived, you see. And they're doing this here because there's something about us. It's something about us that Yah has placed in us. And we need to stay firm. We need to get up under the Ruach. Go to the light. Get up under, let him usher up the Ruach within us. So he can teach us the directions in which we need to go and where we need to prepare the people and teach the people, because a lot of people don't understand. I don't think 99.9 don't. Everybody thinking they just gonna someday real soon, y'all gonna take them and you're gonna be over in your land. No, baby. No, baby. Y'all telling me, and he's sitting here telling Ezekiel thousands of years when he sent you over here to the heathens, you profaned his name in the midst of them. So I don't know where y'all coming from. I just don't know where y'all coming with this newfound, and it's an umbrella because you got the camps, you got the Pastor Dow, GEOC, and all these other people under this umbrella manipulating and deceiving the people happily. They happily deceiving you without a care. They know that they ain't telling you to go to the light, to seek Yah, to live in you so he can lead you. They want to lead you on these devil platform, and half of y'all don't even know, don't even understand. They're trying to get subscribers and likes. That's all. That's their agenda. Why you think people been on here all this year because they want you to know about the Most High God? Okay. I got to get off of here right now. So Sister Deborah would say, I hope you all enjoy the message and to just take out time to read Ezekiel 36. Read 35 and 37. Oh, it's real good. It's real good. I just thank the Most High for you all and for his word. So I say unto you, I hope you all, I know you're going to have a pleasant night and sleep on some of this that Deborah has spoken and ask the Most High about it. Say, Miss Most High, what is this sister on here talking about? What is she jibber-jabbing about? What is she talking about? You better watch yourself because he'll come to you in a way you weren't expecting. Just try. Just ask him. Say, what is that lady talking about on that I was listening to for all y'all? You might get woke up on the midnight hour. I'm telling you. Go there. I charge you all. Try it. Go before the Most High Yah and say, it's a lady on there and you know who she is. What is she talking about? Go there. I want you to go there and watch what he bestows upon you. So Sister Deborah would say to you, thank you all for coming in and chiming in on the live chat. I'm sorry I didn't really get to you as far as asking questions and hearing or reading a lot of information that's you all are messaging, but I will next time. I tell you that, and I hope you all enjoyed the message. And Sister Deborah. If y'all could only hear the stuff that he shared with me, I thank him because when the Most High deal with me, he don't come precepting me. He don't come lying to me. He'll get me when I'm sitting in there thinking I'm having me a sit down and a movie. He said, this. I mean, whoa, where did that come from? Oh, that sound good. Oh, that feel good. So I'm telling you, he come all kind of shapes and fashion. And I say unto you all, I will be back. So I know you're going to have a good night. But ask the Most High regarding the information I just given you. Ask him and hear from him. All righty. Shalom and shalom. See you again.